while since I last spoke with you. How have you been? Are you doing well?
Oh, hi, Chloe. It sure has been a while. How are you doing?
I know that we've been quite distant to one another for some time now. I was reminded of you, so I wanted to give you a call because it has been some time since we last spoke.
Oh, did you really? But you don't have to speak to me so politely. I mean, we used to be pretty close before, right? You can speak to me the way you used to, Chloe. It's okay.
I just thought that I'd keep my manners and all, considering we're the same age. I just want to try my best to be respectful. Since we all have a very good relationship with all of our in-laws, I thought that it would be very good for me to be respectful. I will try my best to respect you as the wife of my husband's brother.
Oh, thanks, I guess. But why did you decide to call me so early in the morning? It's pretty early right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you might have slept in today, considering it's the weekend. I mean, I don't really think that 7 o'clock in the morning is that early. I guess the sunlight shines through very well in your new apartment. I heard the view is also very amazing at your new apartment. It must be stunning to wake up to such a sight.
So, you've heard about our move-in?
Yes, I did. I hear that it's crazy expensive over there. It's quite impressive that you were able to move in there in such an expensive neighborhood. You really succeeded in your marriage life, didn't you, Evelyn? I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I really do envy you. What a great husband you got there.
Yes, I guess this is all thanks to him. But may I ask why you decided to call me at this time in the morning? Sorry that I keep asking you this, but it's just that I woke up because you called me.
Come on, Evelyn. You should already be up by 7 o'clock. You are quite the sleepyhead. It's not even that early in the morning, to be honest.
7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday is early enough for me. But why did you call me? Is there something you want to talk about?
Oh, it's not anything special. I didn't call you for anything in particular. I just wanted to see your face because we haven't seen each other in a while.
You want to meet up in person?
Are you available today by any chance?
Do you want to meet up today? Are you asking if we will meet up right now?
No way. I'm not that type of person. You just got up, so you need time to get yourself ready. You should eat some breakfast and enjoy your morning for a little while. How about you and I meet at our mother-in-law's apartment during lunchtime? How does that sound to you? I was planning on stopping by at our mother-in-law's place today.
Oh, were you? I am terribly sorry, but I did not have any plans to go to our mother-in-law's place today.
You should come! It will be great. We can get together as a family, because it's been quite a while since we've last done that. You can join us, and we can enjoy lunch together. She really misses you too. You should come and give her a visit.
She does? Wow, that's something that I honestly did not expect. I think she probably misses James more than she misses me.
No way! You're talking nonsense. Of course she misses her son too, but she misses both of you guys. She told me that she's sad about how things have gotten distant between you two because of some possible misunderstandings.
Oh, so they were all just misunderstandings?
Yes, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. You can put it off your mind now. I'll go ahead and prepare lunch for us, so you can sit back and enjoy the food. Let's go say hello to our Beatrice. You can also bring James. I'm sure he'd like to come.
Okay, I'll go ahead and ask him if he'd be able to make it.
Even if he doesn't feel like showing up, I think it would be good for you to just bring him over here. I think it's very important for us to maintain good family relationships between one another. It really brightens up the mood for everyone. So please make sure that you bring your husband to today's lunch invitation so that we can all get together and spend time as a family.
Yes, Chloe. I'll make sure to do that.
We're here, Beatrice!
Are you alone? Where is James? Oh, he is parking the car right now. He will be in here soon. Don't worry. He's been working his butt off for the entire week. Do you really find it necessary to make him drive all the way here? Why couldn't you just park the car yourself? Why do you have to make him do it? You know very well how hard it is to find a good parking spot in this neighborhood. Well, James grew up here, so he probably knows the neighborhood far better than I ever will. I'm pretty sure he found a good parking spot with no struggle. And he is not the only one who has been working his butt off the entire week. I also spent the entire week working all day. Don't give me any of that. The degree and the level of difficulty in your job is much different than James's job. You sit comfortably in your office chair all day, and you get to do your work while sitting down. My son, on the other hand, has far more difficult tasks to deal with. All you have to do is just sit around and wait for your next paycheck. James, on the other hand, also deals with business stuff. You should know, Evelyn, that not everyone has it as easy as you do. There's no such thing as easy money. I know how much James does for his job, but I hope you understand that it's not very easy for me at work. How can you have this little regard for your own husband? I can't believe it. I feel sorry for him, and I feel sorry for my son. Does it hurt for you to just admit that your husband is working his butt off for you? We both work our butt off for each other. Like I said, there's no such thing as an easy job. I see you haven't changed with the way you're talking back to me. It's no wonder James used all of that money without any consultation with you. You probably give James a hard time with all that nagging and scolding. He must be exhausted listening to you all day. I don't nag him, so please don't make assumptions. As for the money, he really should have taken the time to discuss it with me. It was a large amount of money. I think it is basic common sense for a husband to ask his wife about it first. James was the one that spent all that money secretly, but I will give him credit where it's due, because I really had no idea that he had spent that much money. Your argumentative demeanor never fails to surprise me. I caught a call from Chloe yesterday. She told me that you missed us. Is that true? It's true. I needed to see you. You wanted to see me? Why are you so surprised, Evelyn? Nothing. It's just that you have never said something like that to me before. It's the first time that you have said you missed me. I can't help but be surprised. I called you over here because I wanted to have a word with you. There's something I need to tell you. James should be here pretty soon. Do you want me to give him a call? No, forget it. Don't worry about calling him. This is something that I need to speak with just you, Evelyn. You know that my son's business has been growing immensely these days, right? Not only that, but the size of his business has grown significantly as well. Oh, right. His business. Did he tell you directly? Did he tell you that his business is growing and doing exceptionally well? What's with the mild reaction? Are you not at all excited for your own husband's business? No, it's not that. I'm not really well informed about his business, that's all. It was dumb of me to expect you to know that information in the first place. What would you know, after all? This is all outside of your concern. Yes, I really don't know much about my husband's business. You are absolutely right. I think it would be good for you to just tell James instead of me, because I won't know much about it anyway. No, wait. Then what is it that you want to tell me? First, I want to mention how proud I am that he was able to buy you guys a nice apartment. Even better, he didn't take out a single loan on the apartment. He may be my son, but sometimes it really surprises me how well he's turned out. I've always known that he would grow up to be such an intelligent man, ever since he was little. Look at him right now, managing that large-scale business all by himself. I am so proud to have him as my own son. But even if I am speaking from my perspective as his own mother, I I just find everything incredibly impressive. I agree with you. Having to possess the right mind for a business, it's all in the genes. I'm pretty sure all of that runs in the family. You wait and see, Evelyn. Sooner or later, James is going to hit the jackpot with his business. I just know it. Oh, so is your husband's business also doing very well? Is that where James gets his skills from? My husband? He has always been doing well with his business. That's good to hear. I'd heard a while ago that he went out of business. Or rather, that he was quite struggling with his business. What do you mean he went out of business? When you start your own business, anyone is bound to experience ups and downs. That's just how it works in life. You wouldn't even know better because you have never started a business for yourself. Quit talking like that. You don't even know anything about my husband's business. No, you don't understand. It was James who told me all of that. James was the one to tell me about his father's business. Whatever. That's not the main point of what I need to tell you. I'm here to tell you that James's older brother, Ethan, has planned out his own business. Oh, did Ethan plan out a new business for himself? It's going to be his third one, right? Yes, and apparently he needs some money to start out with the business. Yes, okay. And what is it that you need help with? I'm going to need you to help out Ethan with the money needed for his new upcoming business. What? You want me and James to help him out with the money? Aren't you two quite well off? I think you can afford to help out your brother-in-law. We are not well off, Beatrice. I don't know what you are saying. It's quite hard for us right now, actually. Yes, I know very well about your financial situation. I heard all about how you guys bought your apartment with 0 loans and all cash. It must have been so hard for my son to earn all that money. I really feel bad for James. You, on the other hand, what have you done to help him out? Do you think that you will be able to ever afford a nice apartment like that? With your paycheck? Absolutely not. Yes, it's true that we bought the apartment with no loans from the side. But there's something that you need to know. Never mind. It was all James indeed. He worked really hard to get us the apartment. You're right, Beatrice. That's exactly right. And you better know it. Maintaining good brotherly relations is very important, especially within the family. It wouldn't hurt for the wealthier family members to help out the others who actually need it, does it? Yes, I get what you're trying to tell me. But you have to understand that we aren't necessarily that wealthy either. What makes you say that? Where have you spent all of James's money? I don't know if you're aware of this, Beatrice, but James has been in and out of work frequently, with no fixed schedule. His income was also quite unstable for some time. That still does not make for a good excuse, because that was then and this is now. Right now, he's hit a real home run with his business, so it's irrelevant for you to bring up the past. But still, his business is not in a stable position yet, so I don't think we are exactly able to help out someone else's business at the time. What do you know about his business? Beatrice, please! Haven't you heard me before? I told you that running a business is all in the family genes. Ethan's business is definitely going to succeed in the long run, so you guys need to support him in any way you can. I really don't know what you want us to do, Beatrice. I have told you already. We are also not stable enough right now to be able to support somebody else's business. Enough with all that! I don't want to hear it anymore. If your mother-in-law asks you about something, you should just agree to it no matter the cause. Okay, I will go speak with James about it. What have you been telling your mother these days? What are you talking about? She literally asked me to give your brother money so that he can get started with his new business. Oh, right. Ethan came to me and we talked about it. I knew about it too. I mean, it's not like we aren't able to help him out at all. We're quite well off at the moment, so I don't think it would be that detrimental to our financial status.
You really think that we're well off?
What?
Do you really think that we're able to do that for him?
I think we can, right?
What? Did I hear you correctly?
Yes, you did. It's not like we are beggars on the street or something. We have the money to be able to support Ethan. I heard that your father has received quite the amount of extra money a while back, so I'm guessing that you received some of it.
Are you nuts? First of all, that's my dad's money. It's not yours.
We are a married couple, for crying out loud. There's no such thing as my money or your money. Come on, Evelyn. Why are you being like this?
What did you just say? There's no such thing as my money or your money? Did you make a promise to Ethan that you will give him the money? Is that what happened?
Well, he really needed some help, so I felt kind of bad for him, you know? He's my older brother.
What?
It will work out for him this time. I have a good feeling about it. Starting a business is all about investing the money in the first place. I'm telling you, Evelyn, this will all pay off in the future.
Are you sure about that? Before we were married to each other, I remember when Ethan borrowed some of your money because he needed it to start his business. It's been many years since that happened, but he still hasn't paid you back. You're telling me that you're going to do that all over again?
This time, it's going to be a lot different. I promise you. I saw the items that he is planning to sell, and they looked absolutely amazing.
Yes. And?
What do you mean? I have high hopes for his business, so for now, let's just give him all of the support that we can. Think about it. If Ethan really ends up succeeding this time, it will be so good for us. He will be able to pay us back for everything that he got from us. All at once.
Does he think so too?
What?
Did Ethan tell you directly that he is going to pay us back for everything that he borrowed from us?
Of course he did.
Did you guys agree to it on a contract or something? Do you have a promissory note on you?
We're literally brothers. What are you talking about? We don't have to swear an oath when we're just trying to help each other out.
So what you are telling me is that there is absolutely no proof that can back up our reimbursements in the future.
Okay. No offense to you, Evelyn, but there's something you should know about siblings. I want to tell you this because you grew up as an only child, so you probably don't know.
Yes, I am yellow with envy because I never got to be in such a loving, brotherly relationship like you.
Stop with the sarcasm.
Oh, and apparently you lied to your mother about how amazing your business is.
What am I supposed to tell her? I can't tell her the truth. She'll flip out.
Why can't you just tell her the truth like a real man? Why didn't you just tell her what really happened? How you've left your actual job to start a business with your friend without telling me about any of it? Why didn't you tell her that you tried to sell something that went out of popularity years ago, and you just ended up being in more debt? Why aren't you being honest with her?
I mean, technically, we're not in debt anymore.
Who says we aren't? If it wasn't for my dad, we would have still been in extreme danger. You should pay all of it back to him, you know.
Your father told me that we don't have to worry about paying him back.
So you're just going to sit around and refuse to pay him back? You know very well that my dad just didn't want you to be downcast. That's why he told you not to worry about it.
I mean, but in the end, he still said what he said. So don't you think it's wise to just listen to his words? And I'm not able to afford all of that money paying back. I don't have that kind of money on me right now.
And you better get off your lazy butt and go earn that money. You better pay my dad back for all that he's done for you.
All right, I got it.
Give Ethan a call and make sure you tell him directly.
What do you want me to call him for?
Tell him that you won't be able to keep your promise. Go tell him straightforwardly.
that you won't be able to give him the money.
I can't do that. I already made the promise with him.
I don't care if you made a promise or crossed your heart. This is not something for you to decide on your own.
We can ask your father for some money, can't we?
What did you say?
The land value of the place that your father owns literally increased so much. It's probably worth 10 times or 20 times more than what it used to be. I really did not expect for that land to become so valuable. He really is a lucky man, your father.
My dad provided us with so much money for the past couple of years. The land value was just an excuse for him to be able to do so. Are you really that oblivious? Did you forget about all of the money he's given us so far?
Could you please ask him for a little more?
You want me to ask my dad for money, just so I can help Ethan start his business?
Come on, we're family. We help each other out.
Have you seriously lost your mind or something?
Is it that difficult for you to ask your father? Then do you want me to ask instead? I can do it.
You know that moving into this apartment was also something that we could not have been able to afford for ourselves.
All I'm saying is that we can ask your dad for help. As of now, he is the only one out of all the other family members who is actually able to help.
So you're just telling me that all you want is my dad's money? Is that it?
You're an only child, Evelyn. You wouldn't understand why I'm doing this. I told you already. This is how siblings are to one another, and this is how they should be.
Stop talking about that. I don't want to hear all this about me being an only child. Therefore, it makes it viable for my dad to give us money.
Why are you acting so cranky? You don't have to be so cold to everyone. Even with Chloe. Just think of her like your own older sister.
She can't even be my older sister. We're literally the same age.
Well, whatever then. Anyways, could you please talk to your father about this? Pretty please.
Just stop it, James. Hello, Chloe. Why have you called?
Hi, Evelyn! I thought that our recent phone call wasn't particularly the prettiest interaction, so I wanted to call you again.
Oh, okay.
When we met at Beatrice's place a couple of days back, I was very excited to see you. It was sad that you couldn't get to stay a little longer. You left too soon.
Oh, about that. I had to be somewhere. That's why I left a little earlier than usual.
Did you get a chance to chat with Beatrice before I came? How did it go? Did you guys have a good time together?
A good time? Did she tell you that we had a good time? Yeah, she said that she needed to talk about something with me. So we had a little chat about it.
What did you guys talk about?
Oh, it's just that I don't feel like I can tell you. It's something that's just between the two of us. I'm very sorry.
Oh, really? That's all right. I didn't want to make you uncomfortable or anything.
No, it's okay.
I also had something that I wanted to talk with you about. It's been a while since we were able to talk to each other like this, so I thought this will be a good chance for us to have a little conversation.
You want to talk with me about something?
Why do you seem so surprised?
It's nothing. I just didn't think there was a time where we actually talked to each other like friends.
I'm just saying that it would be good to start doing so. Like friends.
Oh, okay.
It's been about 4 years since you got married to James, right? 4 years is quite some time if you think about it. Despite those couple of years, I think we were quite distant with one another, even though we're family.
I guess everyone's so busy with their lives, right? It's no big deal.
If you have anything you are concerned about, or have anything going on in your mind, you can always feel free to reach out and talk about it with me. It's been 4 years since we have been together as a family, but I feel like we never got a chance to meet up comfortably and talk to each other about our feelings. You can just think of me as your older sister. And talk to me about anything if you need to. Got it?
That's funny. James was telling me the same thing the other day.
Did James tell you that as well? That you can start treating me like your own older sibling? Wow, I guess families do think alike.
It can happen, I guess. I have to start heading back into the office, so I will talk to you later, Chloe.
Are you really busy right now?
Yes, I am quite busy. I had to step outside of the office to answer your call.
If I get the chance, I'll be sure to come visit you at your apartment. Please be sure to invite me over. I'd love to visit.
You want to come over to our apartment?
Of course. But I want it to be just the two of us. We can get together, have a cup of coffee, and get to know each other a little bit more.
That's good to hear, Chloe. Okay, I really have to get going now. They should be looking for me back at the office.
Okay, Evelyn. I'll be waiting for your call.
Sure thing. Goodbye. Hello? Chloe's been telling me that she's been over to your apartment a couple of days ago. Is that true? Yeah, she did. She's really been wanting to come over to our apartment for a while. How come you never invite me over to your apartment? Pardon me? You have never invited me over to your apartment. The apartment that my son has bought for the two of you. I would like to come over and take a look at the apartment as well. James bought the apartment? Never mind, I'm sorry about that. I'll be sure to invite you over sometime. Do you ever plan on having a move-in party? A move-in party? I'm not so sure about that. James and I are quite busy at the moment, so I don't think we'll have time to set up a move-in party for everyone. You guys moved into such a nice apartment, and you won't be having a move-in party. Regardless of how busy you guys are, it will be nice to invite the family over to your apartment. We are both so busy with our jobs. It's really not easy for us to just set up something like that. Still, it's important that you guys have one. I'll try talking about it with James, and I will tell you. Okay. I heard from Chloe that you are living in quite the mansion. I hear that your place is humongous. It's no mansion, Beatrice. It's just a little bigger than the average apartment unit, especially for a married couple to be living in. Chloe tells me that it's a brand new apartment building. I heard from her that the market value of the apartment building is incredibly expensive, and that it's the most expensive apartment building in the area. Did Chloe really say that? I think she may have over-exaggerated a little bit. I find it funny that she actually took the time to look up the market value of the apartment building. She's the wife of your husband's older brother. Of course she has every right to look it up. Yes, I suppose she does. She told me that the view is amazing from your apartment, and that the school district in your neighborhood is absolutely great. The school district is pretty nice, yes. And never would I have ever expected my son to be thoughtful and intelligent at the same time. I'm sorry? Look at the way he decided to move. He made the decision to move to a district with a prestigious school environment. How thoughtful is that of him? He is already thinking about the education of your future children. Isn't that wonderful of him to think like that? Oh, about that. We already discussed the matter with each other. We won't be having children in the meantime. Are you still going on about that? We don't plan on having children as of now, or probably in the near future as well. Situations are always bound to change, and you know it. Plans between a married life don't always turn out as expected. Now that you've moved to such a great neighborhood, you should consider raising children. It will be great to raise kids over there. Haven't you ever thought about it? We may have moved to a better neighborhood, but right now we don't want any children. It's not like our environment changed enough so that we are able to raise children now. You know exactly what I'm saying to you.
I knew you would be like this before you got married with James. You told James that you wanted to split up the apartment chores and living expenses evenly since he doesn't have enough money. I knew I should have stopped you guys then.
What are you talking about?
I know how much you look down on my son because he wasn't able to afford an apartment for you two.
I have never once looked down on James like that. I don't know what you're accusing me of.
Because James wasn't able to afford an apartment for you two, you decided to make it even with him, and so you made a deal in paying all the bills and expenses together, splitting it all evenly.
That's the only choice that I was left with. I didn't blame James for anything, because I was in no place to do so myself.
You really don't learn to just listen to what I tell you. Because you chose to divide your income with James's income, it's almost like you expect me to treat you as my holier-than-thou daughter-in-law.
I can understand that you are a little upset about this, but I really hope that you don't get the wrong idea from this.
What do you mean?
I never expected you to treat me any differently just because I decided to support James by splitting all of our bills and income together. It's all just a big misunderstanding, and I hope you don't think of me that way.
Just never mind it all. Forget it.
Okay.
What I'm trying to tell you is, now that James has gotten the apartment for you guys, shouldn't you be able to show him at least a little bit of respect? As his wife. You should at least be able to perform your duties as a wife.
My duties? I don't get what you mean.
Since you decided to split up everything before the marriage, we haven't been able to get any wedding gifts. This is all because you were the one who decided to do this in the first place. You had to go out of your way to make everything even between you two, just because you weren't willing to work a couple extra hours for the sake of your husband.
That's not because of my decision to split everything up.
Also, because I wasn't able to receive any wedding gifts, I wasn't able to put my head up in front of all my other family members. You have no idea how embarrassing it was for me.
It's the same for my side of the family, you know.
Are you seriously comparing a son-in-law's position to a daughter-in-law's position?
It's really not that much different.
You know how important it is for a son-in-law to look good in front of his other family members. The son-in-law is the most important in a family.
I wish people had some regards for the daughter-in-law as well.
What did you say?
Nothing. I was just talking to myself.
Anyways, it's all because of you who decided to split all the apartment chores and bills that I'm in this mess. I haven't even been able to receive a single wedding gift, let alone a piece of cookie as the mother-in-law. Do you know how many gifts Chloe has given me by the time she got married?
To be quite fair, Beatrice, you did support Ethan a lot more than you supported James. That probably has to do with the fact that Chloe gave you so many presents in the first place. I guess that's probably why you're even more disappointed in me. But you have to understand, Beatrice, that my family didn't receive any gifts from James either.
What are you talking about? Our situation is not even remotely similar anymore. Stop comparing your family with my situation.
I'm sorry? I don't seem to understand what you're getting at.
Have you been listening at all to anything that I've been telling you? Are you secretly covering your ears every time I'm talking to you or something? I've already told you that James got you guys that nice apartment, so you and your family received more than you have asked for.
Oh, right, the apartment.
So don't you think that it would be wise for you to start performing your duties as a wife?
Do you want me to start preparing your gifts, now that we have a nice apartment to ourselves? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Finally, you are speaking my language. I would really appreciate it if you just give me my gift in cash.
You want cash?
I don't even expect much from you anyway.
I get that you don't expect much from me anymore. But why are you asking me for cash right now? I want to make it clear to you that we don't have the financial obligation to give out money to other people right now. I thought I told you many times before.
Who said that I want money from you two?
Pardon me, Beatrice?
Why would I ask for a gift from my own son? I just want it from my daughter-in-law.
What exactly are you talking about?
You really don't know how to listen to people, do you? I didn't use any metaphors or similes. You should be able to clearly understand everything that I've told you.
I don't understand what it is that you want from me.
I know that it's a bit late, but I'm telling you that now is the time that you start preparing your gift for letting you marry my son. And I want you to give it to me in cash. My family provided an apartment for you, so your family should provide a little something for us in return.
Are you telling me to get money from my side of the family so that I can give the cash for your gift?
The wedding gift should always be prepared from the daughter-in-law side of the family. That's something that everyone should keep in mind.
After all this time, now you're requesting this from me?
I'm giving you a chance to be respectful to me, but you don't seem to appreciate any of it. Is anything that I've been telling you wrong? My son is the one who got you guys the nice apartment, isn't he? All I'm saying is the truth. So since my son got an apartment for you, your family should be able to repay the favor. Isn't this what you wanted in your marriage? Weren't you the one who wanted to split everything up in your favor?
The apartment is something that was arranged before our marriage. How is it possible that James is the one who bought it for us?
All you did is just interfere in my son's business and cause a disruption. You didn't even do much to help him out or anything. Why are you making such a big fuss out of it when you didn't even consider helping your own husband out with his business?
I'm not trying to make a big fuss out of anything.
I heard everything. I heard that you just scolded him for starting a business, and all you did was nag him for hours on end. It must have been super hard for him to deal with all of that, considering his own wife is not even supporting him in the process.
James quit his job immediately after he and I got married. I had to get a job because he quit. It's been about a year since I've been working at my job. Do you know whose money James was living off of? I can tell you right now that it wasn't his.
Don't get me started with your income. I know how lousy your hourly pay is. You couldn't even afford an apartment like that if you wanted to. Probably in your wildest dreams, maybe.
You're right. My paycheck is pretty lousy. But James and I were able to make a good living out of it, regardless of how lousy it may have been.
You probably owe him more money now that he's bought an apartment for you.
Excuse me?
James's business is doing well enough that he can probably afford a dozen apartments at this point. Do you really find it necessary to boast about your earnings like this, when your husband is making so much money at his business? It must be more than 2 times your income. Probably more.
Come on, Beatrice. It's unfair of you to speak to me like this.
That's all I wanted to say to you, so you better keep that in mind. You are my daughter-in-law, and you're the wife to my son. It's about time that you start properly acting like one.
How can you even say something like that? It's so unfair.
I didn't really want to have to tell you this, but now that I've brought it up, I think that it will be just better to tell you anyway. If I had known that you will turn out like this in front of me and my son, I wouldn't have agreed to the marriage at all. So I'm giving you the chance and opportunity to start acting like a true daughter-in-law. If you aren't able to do so, I'm afraid I won't be able to allow you to keep living with my son. I shall think about it, all depending on how you act in front of me.
What are you trying to tell me? Are you telling me that you want me to get divorced?
If I don't want you as my daughter-in-law, then you might as well get divorced. There's nothing we can do about it, is there?
I think you got a little carried away with your words, if I'm being truly honest.
Make sure and tell your family about everything I told you. I believe that it's already too late for second chances, but I'm being nice enough to give you one regardless. So you best appreciate what I'm offering you.
Beatrice, wait! Hi, Dad. What's the matter?
Hi, Evelyn. How is my daughter doing?
Not bad. Just the same old life, I guess. And you? Are you feeling okay? You don't have any problems with your health.
I'm fine, sweetie.
Why did you call me, Dad? Is there something you want to talk about?
Not much. How is James doing? Is he doing all right?
He's going to work, coming back home and back again. It's the same with him every day. He's doing just fine. Why do you ask?
James gave me a phone call the other day, and I talked with him about something.
He called you?
Yeah, he did.
What for? What did he want to talk about?
He didn't really give me any details. He just asked if I can provide him with some extra money.
What? Are you serious? He asked you for money. Did you end up giving him any?
No, I didn't give him the money yet. I told him that I would speak with you about it first. But he really insisted that I don't talk about it with you. Honestly, he was quite begging me not to talk about this with you. I thought his tone was very strange, so I went ahead and gave you a call.
Oh, okay, Dad. Thanks for telling me. I'll talk to James about it.
Is everything all right between you two? Is something bad going on?
No, it's okay, Dad. There's nothing going on between us, so you don't have to worry about anything. Sorry to have bothered you like this.
There's nothing for you to apologize about. I'm pretty sure James has a lot going on in his mind, whatever it may be. I hope it gets resolved.
I think I may have an idea as to what it might be. I might know the reason why he's acting like this.
Okay. Whatever it is, I hope it gets resolved between you two.
Okay, Dad. I'll make sure he doesn't call you like that again.
I don't mind him calling me. It feels quite nice to receive a call from my son-in-law every once in a while.
He's literally just asking you for money, Dad. I don't really get what's good about that.
James is a good son-in-law. He's a very good man. Are you getting along with James's parents? How are things between you guys?
I'm doing fine, Dad.
That's great to hear. It's always important that you respect your elders no matter what, especially if they are your elder-in-laws.
I think this applies to James as well.
I also have to tell you something else. Your mother hasn't been feeling well.
Mom's not feeling well. Is something wrong? Is she okay?
She just received a call from James's parents.
Did James's mother call Mom? What for? Why did she call her?
I think it's better that you don't know about it for now. They're still talking about it right now, so I don't think it will be smart of me to talk about it. I will tell you later if I get the chance.
I think I know what they're talking about. She's talking about a wedding gift in cash or something, right?
Have you heard about it as well? Wait, did she also talk about this in front of you?
I'll tell James's mother about this.
Your mother seems to be infuriated right now.
I'm so sorry, Dad. It's my fault.
You don't have to be sorry about a thing. None of this is on you. We just find it a little absurd that Beatrice seems to be talking nonsense about a couple of things.
What? What kind of nonsense is she saying to you guys?
Well, you know the apartment that I bought for you under your name? She kept telling your mother that it was James who bought the apartment, and not me.
Oh, about that, Dad. I tried to explain that to her, but she just didn't want to listen to anything I was saying.
Apparently, she's telling your mother that we should repay the favor to her family, now that James has bought the apartment for you guys. I really don't understand anything she's talking about.
I think James might have been a little cocky about our new apartment, so he went around telling everyone that he bought it.
James's mother seems so excited on the phone telling us everything, but I honestly didn't want to hurt her feelings by telling her the truth about the apartment. Your mother was so angry about what she was hearing on the phone that she was about to tell her the truth in anger, but I stopped her from doing so.
I'm so sorry, Dad. I can't believe it. This is so embarrassing.
Just make sure you tell her without hurting her feelings.
Sure thing, Dad. I just want to apologize to you about everything.
It's fine, sweetie. Things are probably just as rough for you too, as it is for all of us. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you need anything, don't hesitate to give me a call. I will always be there for you as your father. No matter what happens, I will always be on your side.
Thanks, Dad. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I heard you called my dad. Is that true?
Did he tell you about it? Man, I thought I told him to keep it a secret between the two of us. I told him specifically not to tell you about it.
Do you really think that my dad would take your side? He's my dad. He's always going to be on my side.
Come on, Evelyn. Why talk about taking sides within the family?
What do you mean? From all that's been going on so far, your family has taken the side to verbally attack my parents over the phone. Are you aware that your mother called my mom on the phone and did so?
Why do you have to word it out like that? I'm pretty sure my mom didn't attack your mom.
No, she did. And it's not just her, but your brother as well. After they found out that we bought a new apartment, they went ahead and researched our entire neighborhood, from market value all the way to the school district. Chloe especially was talking to me about how expensive our neighborhood is. She was comparing your income to mine, and they were all up in my nose about it.
Why are you talking about Chloe like that all of a sudden? Why bring her up in the first place?
There's nothing wrong with the way I'm speaking about Chloe. All I am doing is telling you exactly what happened.
Chloe is doing her best to try and maintain a good relationship with you, and you should know that. I don't get why you're giving her a hard time like this.
Like, sure, she wants to get along with me. You think I wouldn't know? I know that she went out of her way to research the market value of our neighborhood, so that she can try and get money for her husband's business. Did you really think that I wouldn't be able to figure that out?
Chloe is not the type of person to try and grab someone else's money like that. You need to watch what you're saying.
Don't you lie to me. I know what she's up to. She was probably the one to encourage her mother to request money from me and my family.
What are you talking about?
Were you not aware of this? Did you not know that your mother called my mom and told her about this?
No, I had no idea. I wasn't aware of any of this.
She asked my mom to pay her 10% of the apartment's net price, to repay the favor.
10% of the apartment's overall value? Wow. That is going to be a lot of money. How much would that be?
Is that seriously what you are concerned about right now? You're more excited about the money than the way your mother was speaking to my mom?
No, I was just curious, that's all.
Why should you even be curious about the price in the first place? Shouldn't you be more concerned about the way your mother was acting in front of my mom?
I just thought that it was quite clever for her to come up with something like that, because it is quite a lot of money.
Don't you think that the reason behind all of this probably has to do with the fact that you lied about something to your mother? Have you ever thought about that? Why would your mother request that much money from my family in the first place?
Me lying to my mom? Oh, you're talking about me telling mom that I bought the apartment. I mean, but to be fair, as a married couple, it's technically our apartment. It's not yours or mine. Your father bought us the apartment because he was extremely generous and thoughtful. He bought it for the two of us, which makes it our apartment. Don't you think?
Okay, then let's consider it our apartment. So considering the fact that it's our apartment, does it make sense for your mom to request money from me and my family in hopes that we repay the favor?
She was probably just joking around. I don't know why you're overreacting like this.
Joking around? Do you really think so?
Do you really think that she was being serious? She was most likely joking around. She didn't mean it that way.
Then in what way did she mean it?
I don't really know, honestly.
So you admit to your mother requesting money from my parents so that Ethan could start his business?
Yes, I guess. Your family is wealthy enough to provide support for our family. Family is all about helping each other out, isn't it? It's not a crime for my mom to talk to your parents like that. It's not like she was swearing and screaming at them. I don't understand why you're so upset at me. I really don't think it's that necessary for you to act like this. Now it's just starting to sound like you're nagging and scolding me.
I'm not doing any of that right now. Like mother, like son. You guys even talk the same way.
So what happened then?
What do you mean, what happened?
Is he going to give us the money?
Your family is just giving out all sorts of different excuses in an attempt to get a bunch of money off of my dad. It's just too obvious.
What do you mean? What makes you think that?
They're just looking for a clever way to get money for your damn brother's business. Am I wrong? I really hope you can prove me wrong here. It's honestly just theft at this point. It's almost as if you are robbing my family of our money.
Hey, how can you say something like that? How can you call your husband's family thieves? And what do you mean, my damn brother? You can't talk about him that way.
You really think that it matters at this point? I'll call whoever in any way I want. Your damn brother literally called me the other day and just straight up asked me for money. Why are you guys like this? I'm a human being, not your guy's ATM, for God's sake.
That's why it wouldn't have turned out like this if you would have just given him the money in the first place. Think about how hard it must have been for Ethan to call you and ask you for money.
Are you sure about that? Because it sure does not sound like it. It sure did not sound like he was having a hard time asking me for money. He sounded very proud and very confident on the phone when asking me. He told me to hurry up and ask my father for some more money. From the way he was speaking to me, I can tell right off the bat that he knew the truth about our apartment. I can tell right away that your brother was well aware of the fact that it was my dad who bought us the apartment, and that it is my dad who can afford it. He seemed to know everything about our situation. Am I wrong?
Well, he's my older brother, so I thought it would be important for him to know the truth.
What business does your brother have in knowing about my family's wealth? Why would you tell him anything about it in the first place? You've got to be kidding me.
You really have to calm down, Evelyn. I really don't like the way you are yelling at me right now. We're brothers. Of course we share information to one another, no matter what it may be. You being an only child and all, I just thought that it wouldn't hurt for him to know some of this information.
I'm so sick and tired of you talking about me being an only child. There was nothing that was a disadvantage to our marriage just because I was an only child. If anything, there were more advantages to it, don't you think? When you quit your job after we got married, who was the one to provide you with all of the money to support yourself? It was my dad. He gave you all of that money so you wouldn't feel discouraged about leaving your job. I know how much money he gave you during that time. I remember when you used to tell me to give you some more in case you needed it. I'm also aware that he gave you separate checks without telling me about it. Do you even realize that all the times you've been out golfing was with my dad's money?
Come on. Why do you have to bring up the past like that? It's not like I treated your father badly or anything. I actually was like the son he never had. That's why he gave me all that money for me to use every now and then. I don't get why you have to be so upset about this.
You really think he gave you all that money because he thought of you like his own son? He gave you all that money because he didn't want me to be stressed out about having to support her husband. Are you seriously that arrogant? How could you not be aware about any of this?
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I get why you're so upset. I understand that your father has plenty of money to provide for us, and I get that he has been super generous. I guess I won't be asking for it right now.
That's all you care about in the end, huh? All you care about is getting your brother his money so that he can start a stupid business.
I try to stay calm with you, but all you do is get angry. This is why I can't seem to talk with you.
What?
I'm pretty sure your father would understand if I told him. He'll probably understand a lot better than you ever will. If I tell him that it's all about helping each other out, he'll be able to understand right away. I'll just go up to him if I have the time and discuss it with him separately.
What the hell are you saying? You better not go up to my dad and talk to him like that.
Your father is a self-made man who succeeded all on his own. He knows exactly what it means for a family to help each other out. Just forget it. I'm going to go meet your father and tell him about everything. Why is your dad acting this way all of a sudden?
Why? I thought he was the most generous man you know. I thought he would listen to any request you give him.
Why are you mocking me?
All I am doing is talking like the way you did to me yesterday.
Forget it. Jeez. I can't believe he kicked me out of the apartment. My mom will be furious if she finds out about this.
You seriously didn't expect to get kicked out? You went to visit him with your older brother in an attempt to go and beg him for money. Did you really think that it would go well for you guys?
It's just a mere investment. It's going to turn out to be extremely successful. There's got to be a businessman for the capital, and there's got to be somebody who is able to invest within the capital.
So you thought it would be wise to show up to my dad's apartment with your brother, asking him for an investment? You really must be out of your mind.
All I wanted to do was to go and tell him about the business and how an investment is all that we need. Is it a crime to do so? What's so wrong about anything we did?
If it's such an amazing investment, then why don't you go ahead and just ask your mother? Why not give her a chance? She's your own mother, after all.
Mom doesn't have that kind of money on her, and you know it.
What a pity. If only she wouldn't have invested on your brother's previous businesses, which all seem to have miserably failed.
The items that we were selling were really great. It's just that we were really unlucky and unfortunate.
You're in no place to worry about your older brother right now. You should start worrying more about yourself.
What are you talking about?
Your mother would always tell me about this. She would always be telling me that running a business is all in the family genes. I guess it's all true then. Running a business really does seem to run in your family.
What are you on about? What do you even mean it runs in the family?
I'm saying that successfully ruining a business does seem to run in your family. Especially between you and your brother.
What did you just say?
And what happened between you and your business associate? It's been about a week since he's ignored you, hasn't it?
He must have other things going on at the moment. He's not ignoring me. He's not that type of friend, and I know it.
That's going to be my last piece of advice to you. I hope you don't take it for granted, and you should listen very closely to what I've just told you. I just want you to think closely about who your business associate really is.
Are you doubting my friend right now? Is that what this is?
I knew you wouldn't listen to anything I have to say. Don't come blaming me later on if what I said turned out to be true. I said what needed to be said.
He's not the type of friend to leave me hanging like that. That's not what I should even be worried about right now. I should worry more about Ethan.
Good luck with that.
Let's sell this apartment.
Are you out of your damn mind?
Let's sell this apartment and help invest in Ethan's new business. He is really confident about everything this time. It's going to be different.
If it feels that confident, why don't you tell him to go ask his own mother for the money? Maybe she can sell her apartment so she'll be able to help her son out.
That apartment is all that my mom's got. How can you expect her to sell it away? She's not going to have anything left.
The same goes for me as well. I don't have much left for me anymore. I don't even have a husband, a mother-in-law, or a brother-in-law anymore. This apartment is all that I've got, so I will not be selling it.
What do you mean you don't have a husband? What in the world are you talking about?
I'm saying that I want to divorce you.
Divorce? What do you mean you want a divorce? Why do you want a divorce all of a sudden?
It's not something that I've come to decide out of the blue.
We were doing great together, and your father really liked me. You may not have had the best relationship with my family, but I had a really good relationship with your family.
What have you even done for my family? Have you done anything at all to help us out? Do you know how much money my dad deposited into your account after all these years? You really think he did it simply because he liked you? He didn't want you to feel downcast about leaving your job. That's why he gave you all that money. How can you be this stupid?
I did my best for your family. Then what have you done for my family? Let's get it all out while we're at it. Have you ever taken the time to pay my family a visit, even if it wasn't the holidays? You were the one to tell me that since you visited my family first on Thanksgiving, we should visit your family first on Christmas. You broke my mom's heart after she heard about all that.
Oh, I'm so sorry for breaking your poor mommy's heart. I won't be breaking your family's heart anymore. You won't even have to see me anymore.
How dare you?
Let me put it this way. I don't know if you'll understand, but I'm still going to say all that I can. And all that's been building up inside of me. Have a good life with your pretty little family.
You really won't regret this.
I should have divorced you years ago. That's the only regret that I've got.
Fine. Let's get divorced then.
You can't go back on your word.
I'm deadly serious. But I only have one condition. You better give me this apartment as alimony.
What did you just say?
You were the one who wanted to get divorced, so I'm going to be the one demanding alimony from you.
How does that even make any sense? Are you listening to yourself right now? Do you seriously want to take this to court and argue about all of the reasons? You really wouldn't want to do that, buddy.
You're talking as if I'm going to be the one to owe you all the compensation.
Of course you will. Have you ever contributed to our domestic economy since we got married? Have you been extremely loyal to all the family members? Have you ever went out of your way in improving family relations between me and your mother? If anything, you went out of your way in worsening the relationship between me and your mother.
What do you mean I worsened it?
Of course you did. You knew well enough that this apartment would never have been ours if it wasn't for my dad. You lied to your mother all this time, just to make it seem like you're the one who bought this apartment for us.
That's because I didn't want Mom to feel bad about me.
You said that family takes care of one another when in need. Then why would your mom feel bad about my dad helping you out and buying you an apartment? Do you see the contradiction in your own statement here?
I just didn't want my mom to feel discouraged. That's all.
Good. So from now on, you can keep her happy with your own money and your own skills. You don't have to rely on my dad to do it for you. I wish you the best of luck.
Are you really going to be doing this to me?
You lied about buying the apartment to your mother in the first place, so this is all entirely your fault. Talk about worsening family relations. Am I wrong? And you should be well aware about all the money that you owe back to my father.
You're still on to me about that? I already told you before your dad told me specifically not to worry about paying him back. That money was just something for him to help me out with.
Do you have ears? My dad never said that you don't have to pay him back. He told you to take your time in paying him back.
But that's the message that I got from him regardless.
I'm going to be requesting all of that money, so you better believe it. I'm going to be taking care of the financial matters legally, so best get ready for everything.
Are you seriously going to divorce me?
Yes, I am.
Then I'm going to request a division of assets between us.
What?
I want us to divide this apartment between the two of us.
Wow, you really are so full of it. I can't seem to get my words through to your thick skull.
Why aren't you answering me properly? I want us to split this apartment between the two of us. Why? Don't you want to do that? If you don't, then stop giving me this nonsense about divorcing me. Just let me sell this apartment so I can help Ethan invest in his business.
You're still talking about your stupid brother?
If you don't want to sell the apartment, then I advise you to go to your father and tell him about our situation. Don't you think that he will be devastated to hear the news about our divorce?
Joke's on you! He was the one who was telling me to divorce you.
What?
Your mother also told me that I should just get divorced if I'm not willing to give her the money. I guess it's all settled then.
What? It's not settled.
I won't give you the money for your stupid brother. I'm going to divorce you.
Wait, come on. Let's talk about this.
I don't have anything I want to talk about with you.
Honey, please. Evelyn, wait. Let's calm down and think about this. Then we'll talk.
I won't change my mind. I've already made up my mind to divorce you.
Evelyn!
4 years ago, James and I decided to split everything evenly between us in our marriage. We decided to evenly split up our bills, apartment chores, and work time. James grew up in a very strict family, so things were definitely not the easiest for me as a daughter-in-law. As a woman, there were so many rules that I had to deal with in their apartment hold. I have heard countless things about how a daughter-in-law should act in front of her elder-in-laws. I honestly thought I was going to lose my hearing. But what kind of a household requests an entire apartment from their daughter-in-law's family? I just think that is complete nonsense. That is why I initially agreed in splitting up everything in our marriage. To be honest, things weren't necessarily going downhill for us. I didn't have much to complain about. James's mother was right. It's not easy for a daughter-in-law to afford an apartment right before they get married. I just asked James for one favor. I asked that we split everything up evenly, so that things won't be too rough in our married life together. James agreed to my request, and we planned out our wedding by evenly splitting everything up between the two of us. But that didn't last too long, and things went very differently after our wedding. The bills, the chores, and the apartment work had not split evenly between us. I had to take care of my own duties as the daughter-in-law, but James, on the other hand, didn't really have much duties of his own as the son-in-law. Everything was just extremely unfair for me. I tried my best to avoid acting like a slave to my mother-in-law as best as I could. And that was when my mother-in-law started to think unfavorably of me. It was not until my dad decided to buy the expensive apartment for us when James decided the family started to treat me differently. James's mother had a big misunderstanding within herself in that she thought James was the one who bought the apartment for us to live in. Because of this huge misconception, she started to take very big pride in her own son. But this was not entirely her fault, as James was the one who lied to her about buying the apartment. Then James's mother started to pressure me about providing money for her oldest son, Ethan, who needed money to start his new business. She went as far as calling my own mother and asking her for the money directly. Luckily, none of those attempts worked in her favor, because my parents would not agree to it. She eventually found out that the apartment was actually under my name, and that it was really my father who bought it. Even after she had figured out the truth, she didn't really change much. Even after all that, she was still complaining about how she received no gifts from her daughter-in-law. Now I can see why she was threatening me into having no choice but to divorce James, if I wasn't able to get the money for her. As of now, James and I are in the process of getting divorced. James is still reluctant in divorcing me, and he is begging me to think twice about the divorce, because he probably wants to sell the apartment and help his brother out. But I obviously was not having any of that. Now that I am no longer with James, I couldn't be happier about my current situation. I feel cozier and lighthearted. It sure does feel nice to be without him. James does appear in front of the apartment, but I have a feeling that he'll eventually just give up for good. That is the final conclusion to my long marriage story. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.